bienvenue à la classe de français 1. Hope you guys are doing okay. We are almost done with Unit 5. So today we're going to kind of review everything that we have done with our different verbs and putting the verbs in the different form and adding the very last subject that we have not covered yet. So you have a note sheet that goes along with this video, so you can be filling it out at the same time. You could either do a split screen here, or if you're able to print it out at home, you can always print out a hard copy for yourself as well. Okay, so ignore the directions here. I want you to look at your note sheet and look at that very first paragraph that I have there. I want you to take a few minutes to read the paragraph and try to fill in the blanks. You're filling in what the words mean. So why don't you give yourself a quick pause here on the video and take about 2 minutes to fill in the form. Okay? Great. Welcome back. Did you see how the verb changed the ending when the subject changed? This is what you should have filled in on the blanks there. It's a little paragraph talking about when different people speak. Let's review the rules on how to do this. So if you look at the je and everything like this, see there's the E, ES, E, ONS. Ooh, this is our new one, VOUS, ENT, ENT. Okay. Oh, again, let's look at the rules on how to do this. All right, quick review. Let's make sure, very important, that we know what all of these words mean. So, can you tell me, what does je mean? I. Very great. I think we did this last time, but I think it's been like a week, at least for some of us, since we've gone over this, so I thought it was important to do it again. Okay, how about tu? Correct. That's you. I say you familiar because you, that's the form you're going to use when you're talking to your friends and one person. How about il? He, elle, she. Very good. Nous is we. That's the one we did last time. Okay, here is our new one. Here's our vous. Vous is going to be, we've heard it in comment allez-vous in the beginning of the year, also means you. But it is the vous that is going to be used. There's two different things. You use vous when you're talking to you, more than one person, kind of like y'all, you might hear. So if I was talking to 4 of my friends and saying, do you all want to go to the mall with me? I would use the vous form. You also use the vous when you are being polite, like when you're talking to your teacher or an adult. That is the formal way to say you. So if you were asking your teacher and you were saying, hey, can you check in all the late work I've been submitting? You would use the vous form with your teacher. Okay, and then we have il, which is they for a group of guys, elle, they for a group of girls. What I didn't put on here was the on, which remember we said on belongs over here under the L, and it means people in general. So kind of like a they, but a they in general, not a specific group of people. Okay, so let's review. What did we do when we were conjugating ER verbs? What is the very first thing you do? You take that verb like chanter, and this is when I'm talking about the first column of verbs that I'm looking at. The je, the tu, the il, the elle, and the on. So what's the first thing you do? You right there, boom, boom, drop off that R. And what you are left with, I just call it the stem, but in French we call it le radical. So what should that look like? We make sure we have the right endings. So remember, we already dropped off the E. We dropped off the R. So what do I have for je? Chante, just the E on it. Tu, we have to remember to add another S. So ES, chante. So once I drop that R, I add the ES. Il, we know is the same. Chante, elle chante, on chante. They all sound exactly the same. You don't make that E sound like you do when the ER is on it, like chanter. You have chante, je chante, tu chantes, il, elle, on chante. Okay, now let's add some more subjects in. Remember, we always start the same way. You take that infinitive, but for the nous vous, for that second column, the nous vous, il, elle, pluriel, you're going to drop off the ER And remember, do you remember what we added on the end for new? Correct. We added ONS. Here's our new one. VOUS. U plural is going to be easy. And we already did the il et elle pluriel, so we had ENT, ENT. Let's look at an example, okay? Chanter. So when we have the new form, we added the ONS, we drop off that ER. Remember, this is what we're always going to start with here, this chante, and we're going to add ONS. And what do I have here? Nous chantons. Vous, I just said we added the EZ on the end. This sounds exactly like the infinitive. So you pronounce it, chanter. So listen to this. This one here, chanter. This one here, chanter. No Z sound. It's totally silent. Vous chantez. And then for these, we had to write the ENT. Remember, I told you the ENT is silent. You don't say it. So, il chante. Act like that's not there. Elle chante. You also don't pronounce the S and the S here. Lots and lots. Let's go of silent letters. Let's go over that again. You can repeat it after me. Répétez après moi, s'il vous plaît. Nous chantons. Vous chantez. Il chante. Elle chante. Awesome. Good work. Okay. Translations. Remember, only talking about the present tense. So if we said nous chantons, what does that mean? We sing. We do sing. And the third one is we are singing. Those are all happening right now, all present time. Okay? Excellent work. Let's see if you can do this now. I would like you to take a second. We're going to look at that on your note sheet. I have the blanks filled in there for travailler, which is to work. I would like you to pause this video and see if you can fill in the chart. Use your notes. Look at the top sheet. Look at the top of your note sheet. Add your proper endings. See when you're dropping off that R, and check after you finish it. Put this on pause, and then check your answers. Okay, we are back. Here are our answers. And we should have je travaille, I. Tu travailles, IS. Il, elle travaille, I. Nous travaillons, ONS. Vous travaillez, easy. Oh, no, I'm right. Sorry. Il, elle travaille, ENT. Very good. Okay, so I work, you work, he works, she works, we work, you work, they work. Cool. Let's do another example. I want you to fill in the chart for étudier, which we all is our favorite thing to do, right? To study. Again, give this a quick pause and see if you can fill this in without just copying it first. Check your answers, see how you do. Give the video a pause. And we're back. Here are your answers. Don't forget, I dropped the E here and I made it J apostrophe. So I have j'étudie, tu étudies, il, elle étudie, nous étudions, vous étudiez, il, elles étudient. ENT is silent. And all I did there was use this was my stem, E-T-U-D-I. Okay? These are all majority of verbs that you are going to come into contact with. A lot of them are ER verbs, so this is kind of like the most important thing. But please remember, oh, sorry, I got ahead of myself. We have a couple of notes just to remember. Just fill this in. We talked about number 2 when I was talking about the new. I'm not sure I talked about number 1, but I'm just going to tell you real quick. So in the new form, remember that's we. When there is a C at the end of the stem, you add a cédille, the little thing on the bottom of the C, before the O and ONS to make a soft sound, like nous commençons. We don't actually have a verb like that on our list currently, but you might encounter it, so I wanted to give you that note. There we go. What I do have is, I have in this new form, we have the verb nager. Remember I told you have to add an E after the ONS. I'm sorry, I should say before, cross that out, say before the ONS to make the G sound soft. Nageons. That's also like manger, nager. There's a third one, and it's escaping me right now. But anyway, if you see one that's GER, you know you have to do this. And then finally, I thought I would give you, and I already put a copy of this on your notes, but these are the irregular verbs. These are the ones I know that all my students have been using. Some of you might not have seen all of these, but I know at least we're all using the verb like dormir, lire, to read, écrire, to write, faire, faire les devoirs. There are all of the forms. These are irregulars, so remember they don't follow a pattern, so you have to look them up on this chart if you want to know how to put them into the proper form for the subject. So just use this chart. It'll be really helpful. And for Madame Karstrand's student, it is that extra sheet that was on the back of our Unit 5 resource packet. Okay, hope that makes sense. There is, I believe there is a Quizlet for you to do on the VOUS forms, since that is what we are learning that's new this unit. This lesson, and then next lesson, we're going to do a review of everything all together. And the lesson after that, we will be taking a CUA. All right, guys, be well. I will talk to you all soon. Merci beaucoup pour votre attention. Au revoir.